Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Darkest Dungeon. Let's see, I guess, even though I don't know for certain that I've done everything that needs to be done, I imagine, looking at this, just, there's probably more than enough that has been done, so let's just embark and start here. Can we find a short? Yes we can. Can we set a team up? Yes, we can. We're kind of looking for everybody to try to get kind of more to an average of 2 or at least 1. Like ideally, I think we really want to get it down to characters having at least 1 resolve, probably 2, probably 3, kind of balancing it out. We want to expand the number of characters we can have because there's a couple of character classes still that we know aren't quite there yet, as far as we just don't have it. See, I could bring about like this level 3 character with me, but I think we say no to that. And if anything, I would take this level 2 character with me. And is that really what I want to do? Or would I prefer this level 1 character with a little bit of stress on him? Or would I prefer the Houndmaster, who's a level 0 character? Yeah, I think we go with that. Then we got a ton of gold last run because we did one of these storyline sections. We have learned now that it is kind of important to hold on to a key because there are secret areas that I wasn't really aware of. So that changes things a little bit. It might very well be that there are only secret doors in the levels that are the more storyline, kill a necromancer
the soil,
stories.
sapping all good life from these groves. Let us burn out this evil.
Immediate trap, immediate massive amount of
steps are the exception
damage.
and not the rule.
Let's see what holy water does to this. Yeah, I think you very well would consider not, that's just a massive amount of food there, not interacting with an altar if you don't have holy water on there, and potentially not interacting with the carcasses unless you have medicine. Even at that, a trade of medicine to get like 12 medicine, I saw that trap too late, is potentially still not good enough. Like, because that medicine won't, a 12 pack of medicine in a short run isn't going to lead to you selling the medicine for a lot. Or sell the food for a lot. And this very much may turn into a very quick experience. But maybe not, because maybe these characters will be weaker than it seems. Like, really all we're doing at the moment is
To the pit.
just wasting a week and leveling up our characters at the same
Confidence
time.
surges as the enemy crumbles.
Getting more gold is a bit of a goal, but you
Foolish
know,
horrors.
there's a very
Brought
high
low and driven
chance.
into the mud.
Spider web. See, that doesn't do anything with the spider web. Let's see if that does anything with the spider web. No. Bandages on the spider web trunks. Interesting. I guess we are still learning. And that is something that needs to happen, obviously.
A decisive pummeling.
Critical there. Small amount of damage there. Small amount of damage there with bleed effect. Large amount of damage there, but not quite enough to kill the guy.
Dazed.
Critical
Reeling.
damage on that, and then a lot of stress. The stress gameplay mechanic really does just like highlight a weirdness to the
Press
concept of
disadvantage.
this game.
Give them no quarter.
It really is just not something that you would expect to have exist in a game, to have a whole other stamina reduction or damage or health bar. Effectively, they've created a second health bar
As the fiend falls,
on top of your regular
faint
health
hope
bar.
blossoms. A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
And even though we got a massive amount of food, it's not like I could shove 8 food into this guy's mouth and, let's see, dig a grave with a shovel. Collect some more rewards. I suppose it is possible we have just triggered something where now the game might be just more generous in general, and we will just have incredibly large piles of rewards. I think what I want to do here is probably use the dog food on the Hound Master. That way we can buff him and get down the path of
Eradicated.
freeing up that slot. Of course, there's really nothing new to say in a fight like this. We've seen these characters before. We do kind of now know that these characters that have around 10 health, just relatively speaking, are a tenth as strong as far as HP compared to the necromancer resistant character that we fought that had 105 attack or something around there, that amount. So this guy's all out of order. Yeah. That to me makes me assume that we're looking at 200, 250 HP potentially in the final bosses of the Darkest Dungeon.
Maintain the offensive.
Like I really wouldn't expect that the damage to go much higher than that. These both have bleeding, but noticeably are not taking a significant amount of damage from bleeding. I need to heal this guy. Just make sure we get rid of one guy.
Destroy them all.
Heal that one up. And then attack here.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Yeah, I don't know what else you would use in the Traveler's Tent. The goal is to do 100% of the room battles. We just got a map. The map didn't help us at all. Let's put everybody back in order. And... eat a couple pieces of food. I guess that's the right move. It would be a shovel if anything was going to work in that. We don't have a shovel.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
If you ignored it,
without tools of iron,
it's just like nothing you could do.
An indefatigable purpose.
Like you can't move forward at that point. So I guess you can, it lets you ignore so that you can run away. If you want to go down that path. This guy's very possibly going to hit 100 stress.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands. Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Definitely just repetitive at this point. We have to call it out. This is very, very repetitive, going down through the same 4 areas over and over again. Because you probably wouldn't want to take on the darkest dungeon. Let's see. We're getting better returns and rewards. So that's a little interesting. But you would almost expect there to be some kind of twist or something that happens here. And there just isn't anything like that. I'm out of torches, I guess. Take more food. Since we had the medicine, we might as well use it. So one would hope this would be our last room battle, and that this would work well for us. Let's try to kill these big characters quickly. And kill the back characters in 2 turns. Yeah, I question if these foreground mushroom characters can even attack if their only attack is random marked.
Injury.
So if a character is not marked, I question if you can, if they can even attack them. Alright, well. try and kill that. I needed that guy to eat food.
A death by inches.
They keep targeting this guy.
More dust.
So there goes our
More
jester.
ashes.
Not a big loss. But a loss, nonetheless. Did I play that wrong?
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
I want to continue the adventuring here and use a key. Take all of this. And then it comes down to, do we have torches? Does it really benefit us to go to this final room? I think we'll risk it, but noticeably, yeah, there is a real danger here that we get into a really bad fight and then have to flee. I wonder if they have higher dodges the further back in the line. It's possible.
Annihilated.
Let's see. These group attacks are pretty bad, though. Let's just go ahead and see if we can do damage in the front. Heal. This one.
Momentary abatement.
Attack this guy.
Destroyed.
Attack these guys. They both dodged. Interesting. We might have trouble actually taking out these guys in the back. We can't just heal ourselves forever. I mean, we could, certainly, but...
A singular strike.
Let's see. I guess heal again, might as well. There is a possibility of another fight in this same hallway, although I think that possibility is pretty low. And just another fight in the next room. This guy will heal ourselves.
Obliterated. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Right, and so now we are back to selling things because we are out of room. Alright, forward we go. Poisonous sap. Giving me poison. Do I have any kind of medicine or anything? No, I just have a whole bunch of... We'll sell this at the end of the run. And there's just nothing here, so we're done.
The agents of pestilence will yet be driven from our woods.
Now we had about 10,000 gold in the last run, but that was a special boss run. Here we're getting 6,000 gold plus another 3,000 as the quest reward, and a decent amount of crests. So it kind of feels like, yes, there has been some kind of secret number or secret path that has been unlocked to make the game easier. Maybe it is just because now I have a whole bunch of characters that all have upgraded weapons and attacks, and so I've gotten over that hill, and now I am just looking for that snowball effect, and we may now be seeing the beginning of a snowball effect.
The gambling hall, now bloodless and still.
Let's see, daylight robbery. Operations will be suspended temporarily, but given the limited avenues of egress from the hamlet, officials are optimistic that thieves will be apprehended. So the gambling hill is locked, but bar costs and brothel costs are down 50%, which actually helps us. Panumera was caught making strange requests, which I don't know what that actually means. So yeah, interesting. There's little characters here. I don't recall seeing that before. And here we have a level 1 jester.
He will be laughing still at the end.
So the jester we just lost is immediately replaced with a new jester who has no stress and no weird anomalies. We are starting to get to the point where we're having 2 of character specific items, which probably means they should be sold. And the grave robber,
she searches where others will not go,
and the antiquarian
and sees
are, I think,
what
the
others
quests,
will not see.
the characters we were looking for. So we could give him this ability, this very rare item. 50% healing skills, 15% max HP. Two speed plus 20 damage. See, I'm really just making room in the inventory. Yep. Kind of feels like things are getting a little bit more colorful too. The price of the shop is at its minimum if I was going to spend gold. The problem I would definitely have, though, is that you're going to constantly run into this situation where yeah, I don't even know if I really want to upgrade those. And these are already upgraded by default. Yeah, if this estate is slowly getting better and better, you probably wouldn't notice it. And see, I think I really do need to just save any resources I can. I'm not trying to upgrade anything until I can get these level 3 characters into level 2 armor, or at the very least something like that. That's the most stress. This guy. But also I can't upgrade anything here. The bar is one to think about. So could I put this one in the bar? This guy here. This guy here. Do we have enough level 3 characters whose stress is low enough for this to really make sense? Like, I could spend 1,000 on this guy, but I don't even think that's really that necessary. Let's come over here. Can't upgrade anything here. We have this disease guy that we could try and get rid of his disease. Although I don't know if it's really necessary. See, the problem here is definitely just... I want to make a team to go on a real challenging run this time. Can I really do that? We've got one level 3 here that's out. We've got one level 3, one level 3, and one level 3 that's out. So wouldn't it make sense probably to say no? But maybe we should balance it out and try to have a couple of level 3s and a couple of level 2s. This is too much gold as far as like getting rid of love interest and also having nymphomania is probably not as useful. Getting rid of Ansi is also too expensive. And I guess that would explain why this guy tends to have high stress. Okay. So I guess the hope is just to do another run and get up to 20 of these. Upgrading weapons, upgrading armor. If anything, armor is the thing that needs to be upgraded. We get this upgraded, we get this upgraded, and then we get this upgraded with 15 paintings, so we'd hope we could do a run with a lot of paintings. And then all of a sudden we can potentially get level 2 recruits showing up. Although ideally we still would want to increase the number of recruits showing up also. Right. So we can't quite do everything you would like to do, but we are oddly making progress. I don't think that there's really a benefit of upgrading the survival skills yet. We still very easily could be in 1/3 in the first act of a 3-act play as far as this game is concerned. Alright, kill one siren, explore 90% of the room, kill one sonorous prophet, medium apprentice level 1. So could we pull this off with our team? No, what we want to do is we want to do a short run, that's apprentice level. I can explore 90% of the rooms. And we want to take our level 2 characters and just grind some experience from that. So let's start by just releasing the ones we had before. This one always wants to be in the front anyways. This guy has a super rare ability and is a back row character, so if I am going to take him, now would be the time to take him. But if I was going to do that, I should probably just upgrade his attack and health to start with. So let's think about that. Or just stick with other two level 2 characters or other level 1 characters. And see, this highlights the problem with this menu system, in that I want to upgrade this guy and I have to go back to the estate. I have to go here, and I guess I can't really level up anything anyways because he really is just a level 0 character anyways. And so then I go back and click embark. It is just going to be a question as to whether I really want to stick with that guy. Or do I want to bring this guy up to level 2? I think you really don't have as much opportunities. Ooh. I think that almost put me down the wrong mission. Yeah, almost selected the wrong mission there. Right. We need 12, really. 1, 2, 3 of those. 1, 2 of those, 1 of those, 1, 2 of those. We may be more in line with just completely wasting money. Yeah, unfortunately, that is how this game feels like it's going to boil down to, is that you're going to get 10,000 gold or even more, and until you can like build the bank where
of your lineage
money accrues 5% interest, there's just not going to be any reason to not over prepare and spend all of your money. This is a different collection of characters, so the estate could be more difficult. I really wish at this point we would have unlocked a automatic mode. That would have really changed what is happening here if it was something where you could just say, alright, we've seen how this goes down, so let's just have the characters do their default leftmost attack always,
devastating blow,
and heal if somebody's under a certain amount of healing level or health level.
Decisive pummeling. As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Right. So I really don't think anything as far as the... Maybe laudanum is the thing that you should use on the stacks of books, and I just never have laudanum. That might make some sense. Right. And we need to search 90% of the room, which means we need to go this way. Anyways, there's no getting around it. When you click on the packs, it doesn't even ask you to use an item. So by default, I imagine the packs were the very first item ever in the game, and that in an early access state, players were clicking on a lot of packs. Right.
Executed with impunity.
I guess that was a critical attack, and that's why that spider didn't leave a skeleton or corpse. Which, that whole system of leaving corpses and not leaving corpses doesn't really make a lot of sense either. It really isn't accomplishing
Back to the
much
pit.
because you can't really control whether or not you do a critical attack with any certainty.
Another one falls. Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
It may be that the numbers over each area, now that they're at like level 2, level 3, affect how much reward you get from an area. So just grinding an area over and over again would have always guaranteed more rewards. Why the game wouldn't have told me that, I don't know. Instead of just showing me a number, as if I'm supposed to know what that number means.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Let's go ahead and attack the shield guy. See if we can stun him. And then hopefully death below that
Another
one.
abomination cleansed from our lands. Their formation is broken.
These little
Maintain the
animations
offensive.
definitely jump out like a comic book art style animation, in the sense that it's something that you could have shown off in a motion comic or
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
but yeah, seeing it over and over again in a video game does kind of seem kind of pointless. Let's just save ourselves some time and just walk back this way. We'll miss one curio. I mean, even going to see a curio at this point doesn't matter because our inventory is just a nightmare. It's overfilling. And sure, some of that definitely is because I have a bunch of stuff on me and have to use the items, but I've gotten too good at using items. Right. Nothing interesting. He just searched that without popping up a prompt. And that was probably because he has a negative trait, but I don't even know what that negative trait would be. Compulsive. I guess that's what the trait was that caused him to act there.
Begone, fiend.
This is gonna be a ridiculous walk in the park. At a certain level, you would think that a group of low-level characters like this should probably just flee in terror and be defeated by default.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
90% of rooms. We skipped a room already, so we basically have to go to every other room in the level. And so a crate and a sack are effectively the same thing, in that they don't have items that interact with them. Traps also kind of uniquely not something that you can interact with.
We require only the strength to follow it.
What would really suck is if we had to go to that final room and we had to walk all the way back. So there's something about this abomination that he always interacts with those items, which makes me assume that those items are added from his DLC. But it's just adding stress to him. So I don't know if there's supposed to be a positive event that happens around that. Or if it is just always a negative event. And this is too long to go without any kind of interaction. You would think, at the very least, if nothing happens after an entire room, you should get some kind of reward for that, a lucky bonus. Okay. So I think it's medicine.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Everybody else's stress is particularly low. It's just the abomination that's stress is high.
Even the cold stone seems
that may be the
bent on
first time we've
preventing
seen
passage.
that visual depiction of a barricade where it's stones and skulls. Yep, and one would assume we've got this. I don't think his accuracy is very high, so attacking the front character with the Houndmaster is probably a smart move. And we really just have this in the bag. Unless this guy's stress gets up to 100 and then something horrible happens because of that. I really don't need to heal people. I really don't need to think about it or consider my moves even that much. And this is just... definitely feels like a case where over-preparedness was the right move. And as such, we have a bunch of resources that we'll just sell back. It doesn't seem like there's a way to really improve how much money you get when you sell a resource back at the end of a run, but the trade-off there is by being over-prepared, you are getting at least 500 more gold in most scenarios. The health would just restore, so unless I had something that would reduce stress. It's much wiser just to attack.
This expedition at least promises success.
Okay. Value is 5 gold each for torches, so at this point,
In Radiance, may
selling
we
them
find
makes sense.
victory.
Although I should have sold the dog treats because I think those are actually completely worthless. And be done with it.
The great ruins belong
Another
to
successful run.
us, and we will find whatever secrets they hold.
Now, inherently, the game itself is going to start to get a little dull if every run is almost a guaranteed success. Like, that in itself could be a problem. But we aren't actually trying for the more difficult runs anyways. We've got another character up to level 3. Couple more diseases that replace Lurker. So
I was lord of this place
if the
before the crows and rats made it their domain.
if the bar was robbed, maybe money was taken out of my resources and I didn't even recognize it. Wow. I didn't realize how many characters and goals we really had under this. I was really just assuming that their goals was to just beat these 4 characters. So, our quest is to defeat a whole bunch of people. Alright, well, we have a level 1 highwayman. So then the first question to ask is, do we already have a level 1 highwayman? And would it potentially be worth kicking out our highwayman for a new highwayman? That's a Houndmaster level 1. We may have 2 of them. Yeah. Well, this is gonna take a while, I guess. So I could kick out this like level 1 Houndmaster and stick with my other Houndmaster. I don't know if that's the right move either. Okay. So we wanted to upgrade our roster size anyways. And this will just solve that problem.
Arrive, foolishly seeking fortune and glory in this domain of the damned.
Alright. So then the hope would be, can we upgrade any of this? No. Did we potentially upgrade anything that could have been upgraded anyways? I think the answer is probably no. Because it would have had to have been something that leveled up. Just to one this last run. We could reduce the cost to get more gold. I don't know if that's really necessary, however. And then I guess again, while we could unlock things, if we start off with a character that's a level 1 character, his actions are all going to be upgraded by default, saving us a ridiculous amount of gold. It really just highlights that the path that I've chosen of trying to start off with level 1 characters instead of playing with level 0 characters is so much more efficient. There. We'll do that one, since that's not really much. Then that. And we'll come back and even upgrade that one and that one, since it is not really anything. Alright, so then you're just back to stress. Would it make sense to upgrade the treatment cost this turn? No. If we sort our guys up with the highest amount of stress, it's really just those two that I think I'd even be worried about, and in all fairness, I think I'd probably just have that guy pray, since his stress is not that high. Could we upgrade here? Reduce cost quirk treatment by 10%. Yeah, could see
curious methodologies
doing
and
that.
apparatus can calm even the most tormented soul.
Because we will slowly want to work towards improving that situation. Then improving the number of slots in the brothel.
Strong drink
Makes a lot of
game of
sense.
chance and companionship. The rush of life.
Do we want to do anything else? We have this new highwayman character. Do we have a highwayman only item to equip? Arbalists. I don't think we've seen an arbalist yet. Yeah. There kinda is just nothing else you can prepare for. We could go in here and we could try and see if maybe we would find some items. Like, we've got gold now, so potentially having some items would maybe make some sense. But I kind of don't think it does to start shopping. If anything, it would make more sense to start to think about, did that increase the amount of gold that we get? And it doesn't seem like it really did. Seems like they're fairly basic values. And yeah, we don't have any more dust, so nothing's changed there. We still don't really have anywhere close to enough of crests in particular. So yeah, having 9,000 gold, getting 5% on that would be 450 gold per week. So that would be something. Although making torches more beneficial, so you've spent less money on torches, would be way more beneficial. Or just saying that food being granted at the beginning of a week would be way more beneficial. Like, this one really is one I would love to have. The specific character items. All of a sudden getting more respite points when you bonfire might also be useful. Idle stress. So yeah, I guess the question is, could I trade for enough of the busts? Probably not. See, if it took 3 to give you 1 bust, that's really diminishing returns. So you're talking like 14 busts. And I would have wanted 60. That leveled up again. Okay. Kill the one wizened hag. Medium is probably what we want. Or we do kill the swine prince, which that also would work. Or we do kill the sonorous prophet. That's apprentice level 1, that's apprentice level 1, so we could do kind of either one. Like, eventually I think you're going to have to do them all. I think Swine Prince is our move. We've got 2 characters that are level 3. This guy wants to be in the first 2 at level 3. This guy wants to be in the 3rd spot at level 3. This character wants to be at the back of level 3. This guy wants to be in the middle, level 3. Right. 23 stress on these characters is not much. This guy's fully equipped, this guy's partially equipped, so let's see if we can find something that's either abomination only or something that's just useful. Debuff resist. Just use it, I would say. Everybody else has something. Although, might be a better item to use. Alright, well, we'll just try that. So, as far as food goes, this is a longer journey, so 12 at minimum. Let's say at least 12 of those, but let's just go that many. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 of those. 2 of those. 2 of those. Let's take a couple laudanum with us also. And just take all the food. Does that feel particularly wrong to spend that much money? Because we could certainly reduce some items, but might as well just stick with it. I guess the next question though would be, just take another stack of torches. 2. Why not? Take another shovel even.
The ways and rituals of blood sacrifice are difficult to master.
Better to be really
Those from
over-prepared
beyond require
than
a physical
under-prepared.
vessel if they are to make the crossing into our reality. The timing of the chants is imperative. Without the proper utterances at precise intervals, the process can fail spectacularly.
Seemingly, I guess the story here is that this guy just summoned a heck of a lot of
A nameless
bad guys.
abomination. A testament to my failures. It must be destroyed.
Right, we need to kill the swine prince. Room battle with treasure, room battle with curio. So we go this way, we go this way. We're looking for battles, we're avoiding fighting otherwise. That's my goal. All that's left of a previous adventurer. Blights, poisons, toxins. Doesn't work. Holy water. Does work. Okay. These guys could turn into really big fights, certainly. Nothing actually stops that from happening. Of course, on the other hand, this could be super easy.
Annihilated.
That just leaves this big guy. So now we can just throw all of our attention around fighting this one character. And at level 3, while these guys can still take stress, the stress is too small, the amount of damage they're taking is ridiculously small, the amount of damage they're dealing is really high. Okay. That didn't work again. Holy water. That didn't work. Medicinal orbs?
A fortune, waiting to be spent. In radiance, may we find victory.
Well, I guess what you do here is you just eat. You have some people eat some food. But yeah, very quickly here we're already at maximum capacity.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
So should I toss the anti-venom? Guess we do. You see these guys are bleeding, but I couldn't really care less. It's just not going to be a big enough issue. These characters very possibly are out of order, which that could be an issue, certainly.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all. How quickly the tide turns.
Now remember, when we get to an actual fight, like the actual final fight, there's probably going to be a character that has 100 health in that mess that we have to defeat, so any preparation I can do to get the fight done with quickly is probably a smart move. And I guess if this was a case where I defeated the extra character, the boss character early, I should just take the victory and run.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory. This expedition at least promises success.
Okay. Just burning through food so I don't have to sell as much of it. Really is ridiculous. And yeah, I just don't. Let's try to load them on that. That did nothing. Medicinal herb did nothing. That did nothing. Key did nothing.
There can be no hope in this hell. No hope at
So
all.
torching the books is like the only thing I guess you can do. And that gave a ridiculous amount of stress to our character. I was hoping that I would scout the area better. But no such luck. I don't see this character as often as we might.
Obliterated. Their formation is broken.
Yep, and
Maintain the
there's
offensive.
once again just not a lot to say in a fight like this. Even though we are seeing slightly different characters, they
As the fiend
fall
falls, a faint hope blossoms.
pretty easily. Yeah, the hope was that that was going to be, this room was going to be the one, but odds were kind of low.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
She marked herself, I think. You see, 0 damage there, but 10 stress. So this character potentially, like, will die of a heart attack. And I really don't want this character to die of a heart attack, but unless I just cut and run to save the character. Like, that really isn't an option.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
This guy's fairly tough. Just straight up passed.
A death by inches.
And since I haven't been able to control the marksman, I haven't been able to see if laudanum may have worked.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Okay.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
250 or sell this. See, it's not even going to work well because then I'm just going to put a treasure chest key here. And then we have this item. Let's see. So now we've got to get rid of an item to do that, so we'll take that instead. This one can't use laudanum, this one can't use laudanum, this one can't use laudanum, this one. I could certainly try to eat a bunch of food and just have characters that are considerably overfed. This character really won't use anything. I won't even eat. Alright. Back we go this way. Then we have to walk through all of this again. Then off we go this way. Holy water. Maybe it would have been better to use holy water with that character. It might have improved things. Do we even have the characters in the default party order? This might be a run where we just need to flee. Even though we do have like a lot of resources, it may be wiser to flee. Medicine. Let's use medicine. Sure. Since we can. Aim. Fire. Probably should have attacked that guy.
Well struck. Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Let's see. Yep. Keep on fighting. Keep on going.
Great is the weapon.
The problem with games like this, once it starts just to boil down into monotony, and let's face it, that's where we are at this point, is that it just allows your mind to wander, or at least allows my mind to wander.
Push on to the task's end.
See, I wonder if there was something you should have done to stop that from being trapped. And so yeah, it definitely feels like I'm losing focus. See, I could give this guy, I may not even have food to give him. This may not be the best layout of characters. I kind of feel like maybe the Plague Doctor and the Abomination, or the Plague Doctor and the Marksman together.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
But yeah, that phrase, death waits till the slightest lapse in concentration, that's totally what I'm feeling right now. Is that
Decimated.
It's just really, really hard to continue caring about each of these individual fights when it feels like either you're going to win just on autopilot or something horrible is going to happen, and if something horrible happens, then you're not even going to blame yourself for it anyways.
Eradicated. Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
Okay. Next. And then we have 825 versus 3 jades, which would be worth more, but we could sell these two for gold instead. Wonder, you can't really sell these items though. So they kind of have no value until you get them back to the storefront. Alright, well good. We now know where the boss is. So we make it to this next room. Wasn't able to use any item there.
Carelessness will find no clemency in this place.
Are we gonna find a secret room? I think the answer to that is probably no. There might be a secret path that we find in this if we just wanted to wander around and look at curios and travel around. I mean, if there really is not any boss fights after it. Human flesh. Medicine does nothing there. Laudanum does nothing there. Occult scrollings. That was just a bunch of stress. I should have just clicked ignore there. Oh, you know what? Also, there's just no way to rest. I should have rested in the room before.
It is a travesty.
132
a
HP.
wandering mountain of hatred and rage.
Major amount of damage. Buff target. Guard ally. Bellow, debuff. That's 5 dodge, 5 speed. See if that debuffs him quite a bit. Healing this character. He is hitting really, really hard here. I think we retreat from combat.
A wise general cuts losses and regroups.
Like, if we are going to have any chance at all, we need to get back into the previous
Packs
area.
full of steel and war, but nary a thought given to the plow.
Okay, I can't do anything then. There's nothing we can do here. Because I cannot rest here. And we don't have any food because we used all of our food up. We should just flee. We got a decent reward there.
The end of things.
For something that didn't fail miserably. It could have totally failed miserably. But nobody died. Maybe nobody got any resolve from that. Irrepressible.
Back across the sticks.
I really had hoped
Be damned.
that would have been a good run. It would have succeeded, but at the very least, it wasn't an awful run. Again, and I really don't have any other way of saying that other than thank goodness. Now, why is this glowing like this? Like, none of these characters, I think, would have had any items on them or anything like that. I guess if you're a level 1 character, you get a grave headstone, whereas if you're a level 0 character, you just get a cross. But yeah. Why that is glowing, I have no idea. Do we have enough resources to upgrade anything? Right. Not really. We have this grave robber who will just take the items off of and dismiss.
Send this one to journey elsewhere.
And then
For we have need of sterner stock.
Take a level 1 grave robber instead. And then shield breaker level 1, we almost certainly have a higher than level 1 shield breaker. Yeah, we have a level 3 shield breaker. We have less gold now, so that sucks. This new grave robber would have everything upgraded already. So there's nothing to that. What would you even click on though, as far as this list? Unless the glowing has something to do with the Abbey over here. Which maybe it does. There you go. These guys are stressed, to say the least. Really, really stressed. So we do that. And then let's see. That one will only do that one. Then that one and that one. I'm out of money. So we'll sell this and this, since we don't need two of them. 20% move resist. Yeah, we're now back to not having money, so if we did want to think about purchasing any items, we couldn't do it. And we're going to be a little under equipped, I would say, for our next run. We do have a couple of threes, so we could go with like this guy, and then a couple of ones, and try and bounce out another team. But it would definitely be a challenge of just doing a short one. Definitely wouldn't do this medium farmstead if that's what the glowing is all about. Short apprentice one here to get 2 busts and a grave robber item is possible. Certainly. And that's pretty much all you can do. Unfortunately, the problem there is I would like to look up what this means, if this means anything at all. Because if this meant that I could like click on one of these guys and resurrect them, or do anything with them, or get some kind of crystals or shards back from them, that would be great. Like, because we did just have like a bad run, and you would think a bad run would help you somehow in this game, and yet it doesn't. Yeah, theoretically I could try and rush through another 30-minute run, but I'm frankly already saying I'm bored with this game, and there is that danger that that's how this whole series is just going to end, is that we're going to run out of momentum trying to grind up characters and trying to defeat bosses. In a funny way, comparing this to like Diablo 1, I could see myself in a modern time just not really having as much tolerance as you would have in the old days when there was far fewer games to play. I could see not really making it to the end of a game like Diablo 1 and doing all the side dungeons and all of that. But here, if I were to stop right now, I would have only beaten like one of about 30 sub-bosses. And that's ridiculously low. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to further follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.